So you want me to go through Stan and just, before we do anything, list it?
Well, increase in payroll is always usually the biggest expense. It's just always. So I mean, I'm not trying to say you need to micromanage you, but just keep it fresh. You know, we're going to be increasing payroll.
Okay.
You know, we need to add this person, this person. We would like to know.
All right. I saw that position is so urgent because we don't have anybody to pass meds other than non-licensed people. And it's okay to give a patient, a resident, a reminder. That's allowed by state statute. But we have several residents that are on serious medications that require their blood pressure to be taken to determine whether or not they should take a medication, or their blood sugar taken as a result of sliding scale for diabetes to determine if they should take their medication. And those kind of things are not being done. And so that's why it's important. We have to have an RN. Plus that whenever a person comes on board, a new resident comes in, an RN has to sign off on that and do the assessment. There needs to be protocols in place for managing emergencies, which July 4th I was in the building, we had an emergency. I had to direct the entire thing to tell people to do something as simple as get a blood pressure cuff and take the blood pressure. You know, it's a dangerous situation without having that level of person. But in terms of our administrative responsibility, filling positions and that kind of thing, I certainly understand. As I said, I want to be a partner with you, and I know budget is an issue. So what I will do, Trustee Smith and Mr. Urban, is we will highlight the positions that need to be filled, give a justification for it, give you a salary range based on market value, and then if we can get an approval before we hire them. I did already extend the offer, and the person has already given notice on their job for the nursing position, but we have the dietary position and all of that. So we'll.
How much is the position? How much?
$60,000 for a registered nurse, which is low.
Is that with benefits though, or are they?
That is with benefits.
So the benefits is through us, or I remember you did say new hires going to go through your organization, you're going to get health care insurance, because not only that, we would have to put them on our pension too. So I mean, are they going to be added to our? Mr. Urban, did you know about this new hire?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay.
She's the manager. She manages the building, so we have to have every confidence that she is doing her job and doing it correctly. I don't know how to do it. You know how to go in and run a senior facility?
No, I was okay with her. Man, I was really under the impression that in payroll, people was going to start being under their company. Adding new people to the Dolton Village payroll, I thought we was trying to get away from that. So I didn't think they was going to be hiring people until, because that was actually my next question. Our payroll is still being paid out there. I thought with some of the conversation we had, the payroll was going to be moved to Awkwardness or
all employees have our new employees have awakened alternatives. Okay. There are employees.
Are your employees?
There are employees.
So how does the payroll work then? So do we pay just usually cash?
We subsidize the payroll upon proof of payroll with payroll records.
So these are no more, so they won't have to be added to our pension?
There's no one on our payroll whatsoever.
Okay.
Only the contractual agreement between Genevieve's company and all other employees that are there, all employees, I shouldn't say, all employees are under the corporation that is currently under management of the Dorchester. There's no village employees.
Now, the director of nursing, I wanted to clarify, that's a position that the director of nursing that you had left just literally a month or so before we came on board. So I saw myself as refilling a position that already existed. I haven't created new positions.
Oh, okay. So okay.
Right. The other things that we're
corporate bills. So this thing, so this on the sheet that says gross payroll on this that's what, is that what the payment is directed to? Oh, I mean,
That's directly to the contractual group. Alternative. It is not payroll to individuals. That is the amount needed to cover the payroll for the Dorchester and the Millen facility. Well, there's two. There's $6,668.83 for the Melanie and $39,064.51 for the Dorchester. I know for a fact that the Melanie payroll is down. I've been overseeing that myself, and we have made a few cuts in the corners there, not as many as I'd like, but we're making cuts there.
I don't have any more questions.
I did want to clarify one point though. I will, if it's a new position, or whatever we hire for, I will make it through Trustee Smith and Mr.
Okay, thank you very much.
We had another question.
I'm not sure if we're going to open this up to the there will be a citizen's address, so to make a notation of the question that you'd like to ask, waiting representative, citizen's address.
And I do want to say, after speaking briefly with council, I would like this to be on the COW agenda for our next meeting, for our next COW agenda. Once we all get together and talk about a proposal for a longer contract. Because 2 months, as we see, is not enough time to go in and fix all the things that need to be fixed. Okay? I didn't really care for that when we agreed upon it, but now we can go back and we can discuss it. That's it. Thank you.
When Awakening was approved to manage Dorchester, they were given a 60-day window to do an assessment. So Trustee Smith is saying that.
Well, I think we're on track for completing that assessment, and we'll be ready to talk about it.
All right, thank you very much, both of you. Next thing on the agenda is committee report for Trustees Brown, Youth Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Just like to point out, there's a long care service that's out that's called the ZAP program to help assist seniors and anyone that can't cut their lawn. Summertime and school is getting ready to go back, and those individuals that were actually doing it, high school students as well as college students, they get ready to go back to school. So I am looking for some applications for individuals that has finished high school, but at this time right now, they're not going to college. If they want to do something for the summer and actually for the fall, get a few more dollars before they go to their December semester. So I can be contacted at 708-541-2778. Said I never called myself, so you can contact me at your earliest convenience, or email me at sbrown@bodog.org. If you know any individual that's actually out of school right now, you need to make a few dollars between now and November 1st. Also, the Summer Advantage USA board invites everyone to attend their student mock debate of Governor Pat Quinn versus Bruce Brown. Win Thursday, August the 7th, 2014, time 9:30 a.m. to 10:45, located at ABI Daly College at 2800 Southwest. As part of the summer learning about citizens, our Summer Advantage Learn and Earn Scholar researched the issues in Chicago and in the state of Illinois that are important in the upcoming governor's race. Please join our scholars present their research and their media expertise in this mock governor's debate. In my report.
Thank you, Trustee Brown. Next on the agenda is Finance Committee of the whole report by Trustee Hunt.
Good evening, everybody. You passed the appropriation budget by the deadline that was July 31st, had to be passed by August 1st. We just finished up a CDBG audit. We passed the audit according to our director. Right now, we are going through the audit process of 2012. The auditors, David Gonzalez and Associates, are still working on that audit. And that's about it. That's all I have to say.
If I could add to that, Trustee, the staff will be bringing forward recommended amendments to the budget, probably as early as the next meeting on the 18th for you to consider. And regarding the audits, I was notified this week that our TIF audit is due very shortly, and we'll be working on that. Just so everyone knows, as of January 14, the village was 20 years in the rear in TIF audits. We are currently current with all of our TIF audits, and I plan on staying current with all of our TIF audits. We have also set up separate TIF checking accounts, and unfortunately I didn't bring those numbers with me, but there's actually money in the TIF accounts because the tax revenue is starting to come in. I will forward that on to the board later this week as to the dollar amount. So we're getting, just as Ms. Thomas is getting things in order there, we're getting our books in order here in the village hall as well. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mr. Irvin. Okay, it's your time. The administrator's report.
Very short and sweet. I'd like to add regarding the code enforcement that I got a phone call Sunday while I was down by my pool. Mr. Urban, you know you got employees on the street? Who's paying for them? I said, you are. He goes, well, I just got a ticket. What are you going to do about it? I said, you better be in court. Yes, we have code enforcement officers out now, Monday through Sunday, every day of the week. It is probably the most proactive, and I give Mr. Brian Thigpen, unfortunately he can't be here on Monday nights, he has another job with the library. Kudos, round of applause. He has got him out writing tickets, entering the tickets. The courtroom is full, and it's going to get full. I'd also like to mention that we got our first round of checks from MCA, the collection company, where we turned over 14,000 past due accounts. Accounts that have not been turned in since 2010. Yes, we have had numerous phone calls. I've gotten them, the mayor's gotten them, I'm sure the trustees have gotten them. I already paid this bill, what do you send me a letter for? The bookkeeping was atrocious, but we got our first 30-day revenue, and it was over $7,000. I would like that to continue and continue. I am meeting with the local debt recovery representative from the state of Illinois on the 12th. After a period of time when these people decide they're not going to pay, the levy will automatically be turned over to the state. And when people file their income tax, it will automatically be deducted what they owe the village of Dolton and be sent directly to us. Again, just low-hanging fruit that we're picking off the vines, creating more and additional revenue so that we don't have to continue to cut. We can continue to fertilize and hopefully get the organization to grow. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Irvin. One of the reasons we have code enforcement officers out on the weekend is that we've discovered that there's a lot of buildings and a lot of people that are doing work without permits, contractors that are coming in. So we got a call of someone working at, I think it was 9:30 at night. And the neighbors called in about the pounding and everything. So we found out that the construction guys were working there at night with no permit. So they were cited and they got a permit, but they were there the next night. I think it was the next night or 2 nights later doing something else that they didn't have a permit for. So code enforcement officers are working on and catching a lot of people that are in violation of living not supposed to be doing. Okay, next thing on the agenda is corporate bills. Ms. Miller?
I am requesting approval to pay corporate payments.
Can you speak up, please?
None of them working at all. I am requesting approval to pay corporate payments of $1,078,763.53. Gross payroll of $332,242.33. Also, the Melanie Fitness Center registered of $10,582.83, and their gross payroll of $6,668.83. Total corporate bills are $1,428,257.52.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept the corporate bills as well?
Make a motion to accept the corporate bills in payment of $1,428,257.52.
Second.
It's been motion and second to pay the corporate bills in amount that was stated here to the public, to the board. Any discussion? No discussion, roll call.
Trustee Pearson?
Aye.
Trustee Hunt?
Aye.
Trustee Henyard?
Aye.
Trustee Smith?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Linda?
Aye.
Motion carries 6 times. Okay. Next thing on the agenda.
Second, I'm requesting approval to pay Dorchester Center register, totaling $30,627.77. Dorchester payroll, $39,064.51. Total Dorchester payments, $69,692.28.
Okay, can I get a motion to pay the Dorchester bill?
Make a motion that we pay total Dorchester payments in the amount of $69,692.28.
Second.
It's been motion and second to pay the Dorchester bill for $69,000 and some change. Any discussion? No discussion, roll call.
Trustee Vendel?
Aye.
Trustee Pearson?
Aye.
Trustee Smith?
Aye.
Trustee Hunt?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Henyard?
Aye.
Motion carries 6 times. Thank you, Mr. Miller. Next thing on the agenda is the mayor's report. I don't have much to say tonight other than the fact that tomorrow night, Chief Franklin, can you come into the room here today? Now, tomorrow night is National Night Out, and I'm going to have Chief Franklin explain what National Night Out is.
Great.
Tomorrow night. What time does it start, Chief?
6 p.m., sir.
6 p.m.
National Night Out. It's going to take place all over America. It's a national night out against crime. Everybody retakes their neighborhoods to have wholesome family entertainment. So those of you that have kids, senior citizens, bring them all out. We're going to have vendors out here. We're going to have raffles for gift certificates. We're going to have lots of food. We have a clown. We have a jumping jack for kids. A whole lot of nice, wholesome stuff from 6 till 10. It's going to be right here along Park Avenue. It's not going to be in front of the fire station. It's going to go from the fire station north and around the corner over to the library. We'll have porta potties, so we have facilities out there. It's going to be a really fun time for everybody. So, I hope all of you come out. We're really looking forward to seeing you. It's a big event that the village board decided to help throw this year. We didn't throw it the year I got here. We've thrown it the year before. And I talked to Detective Darrell Hope and Detective Eric Price. They approached me about it a few months ago. And Ms. Creighton's on our committee for the National Night Out, and we decided that we wanted to really find the money in the budget to get this going, and graciously the board agreed to it, and we're really looking forward to tomorrow night. So get your energy saved up. Hope to see all of you all out there. There'll be dancing, there'll be music, there'll be comedy, there'll be everything, something for everybody. Nobody should be bored. Okay? So I look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the food and the refreshments are complimentary. They will not be a charge for food and refreshments. Okay, I'd like to also remind everyone that Wednesday nights we have 7 at the Fountain. We have music there for entertainment for the people in the community. They can come out from 5:30 to 9:30. This coming Saturday, we have talked with the mayor. We have a special guest there, somebody will attend. It's from 8:30 to 10:30 in Dorchester, second floor. I'd like to thank everybody that worked so hard on the finance and to get your budget in place. Director Miller and Ms. Janice Johnson up there, the finance department, worked long hours to put everything in place so we would have a budget by the end of the month. Trustees worked hard on the budget, so hopefully we're in the right direction. And just as Mr. Irvin has said, that we are now showing a positive lot of the accounts that didn't exist and or had zero balances. So I think right now, we have over $1.5 million in our water fund reserve.
That was correct as of last week.
Okay. So what we did was we segregated the accounts. We are collecting money and putting the money in those accounts where they need to be. So when we pay the city of Chicago our water payments, it comes out of that account that we collected that money for. So we're back on track with getting things moving in the right direction. Go ahead, Mr. Irvin.
I might mention there, other than a few attorneys that were still trying to figure out what they were billing us for 5 and 6 years ago, everyone is current within 30 days, all vendors within the village of Dolton.
That is a wonderful accomplishment in 14 months. Everybody has been working hard to try to get everything in place. We have past due balances, but we've either worked out agreements and or we're on board with making our obligation to make those payments. So we had an outstanding bill of $2 million with our disposal.
We still have those, but those agreements have been worked out where it's not like they're calling every day and we trying to get a check.
We worked out agreements with the payment plans, and we're on track with making those commitments happen. And actually doing what we say is up to this rest of the region.
I use as an example, Mr. Robinson over here is having a heart attack because he just found out he's getting paid. We are down to a zero balance with Robinson Engineering because they're getting a check for $10,000.
Right. So we also had, in all due respect to both attorneys, and let the record reflect that the trustee's attorney is here with us present. I'm not sure what time Mr. Sully is, but we had a number of lawsuits that were pending, a number of attorneys that were actually on our payroll for a great length of time. And what we did was make contact with those attorneys. And in some cases, we made settlements to keep the clock from running. So we're not paying those bills in regards to the number of attorneys that we had. It was about the attorney fee. So we reduced those costs that we were avoiding greatly. Okay, old business. I'd like to bring up as old business, the convenience store, liquor, convenience store / liquor carryout that's at Sibley, and I can bring it up as old business. We'll check with the attorney trustee, not just for information. As old business, to talk about this deal again because of the fact that we have a gentleman that has spent over $1 million in this community to make a substantial investment. I think we need to take a look at this in regards to the amount of sales tax that's going to generate, the amount of the convenience that is provided to the neighborhood. And, I think we really need to take a look at this in regards to economic development. He's done additional commitment to continue to go forward and make additional investments in the community. He has substantial investments in other communities that I've talked to the mayors with. They said they're good neighbors, and they do what they're supposed to do, and they help the community. And I think we need to take a look at that. So, I'm saying that. Does anyone want to say anything in regards to that?
I will. Again, I say hello. Good evening. I have been contacted on numerous occasions by different people. I'm not trying to, say anybody did anything outlandish or anything to that nature, but I have been contacted by people in looking out for the interest of the store. And to put it all in a nutshell, the people I really want to hear from are the residents, period, because we're the ones who are going to be impacted by it. Yes or no? To take the time out to go throughout the entire village, I'm not gonna sit here and say, yes, that's something I'm gonna do. But something I am trying to do, or want to try and do, is take the time out to go on those blocks, right within where that business will be, and talk to those residents. Because we can sit up here and we can make all the changes in the world, and yes, this one business will probably garner us maybe 4 or 5 other businesses if they buy what they want to buy. But honestly, I would feel like a heel saying, this is just something we don't need. We have enough liquor, we have enough this, but then to go back on my word is very hypocritical. And I don't like feeling like a heel, and I don't like being hypocritical. So, I will stand on the word of the people. Period. So, if I have to go and knock by myself, door to door, within that area, that is something I will do. Okay? Because I'm not saying anyone had bad intentions, but some of the people who did reach out, it was in their best interest for whatever business venture that they may do. Not to say anything is wrong with that, but not everybody in this village can do a business venture. So you are the ones that I have to listen to. When it's all said and done, at the end of the day, I hear that over and over again, you are the ones I have to listen to. So if you know people in that area, you let them know that I will be knocking. I have no problem with knocking and ringing doorbells, and I have no problem with people getting in my face and being a little belligerent. That's fine. It's called expressing your opinion. Okay? But that's how I feel about that.
Thank you, Trustee Smith. You know, I might add that we've been talking about this for well over a month. And, you know, no discredit to you. No, please not. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Because this gentleman wasn't a cashier. He did put some cash down. He does have a mortgage, a substantial mortgage. And that strip mall was about to be going to foreclosure. What happened? There was a purchase made. We wound up with a building that wasn't vacant again in our strip of vandalized. So, you know, with all due respect, the mortgage payments are going, the clock is running. In regards to paying for over $600,000 for the property, they put a $200,000 investment in it to try to get this thing going. You know, not please, not this, you know, I would say help this gentleman out to try to help this thing going. For a fact, I know we have one resident that had some reservations in the beginning. She's in that area. She's here tonight. She may want to make a statement and or someone else in regards to this matter. Any other trustees may want to say anything in regards to this? Okay. All right, that's all I have for old business. Yeah, I mean, that's what I have for old business. All right, the next thing is the consent agenda. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Urban.
Mr. Mayor.
What is that?
Because I got something going on.
It's all on the old business, I'm sorry. Forgive me. On the old business, the consent agenda, Mr. Irving, what's that?
On the consent agenda,
Oh, so it's not whole business?
you're still under old business, yes, trustee. Did you want me to review?
Yes, go ahead, Mr.
Consent agenda, item 1 is Public Works tentative agreement. I was directed at the last board meeting to go back and renegotiate the residency requirement back into the contract and get as many up to 15 part-time employees. We were not able to get 15 when Mr. Stacy and I met. We were able to get 7 additional part-time employees. We were able to negotiate back into the contract the residency requirement. The vehicle sticker enforcement agreement that was discussed at the COW meeting, I was directed to go out and find competition. I was unable through the International City Mayors and Managers Association in a 4-state radius. There was no one that had the same services that Third Millennium offered. I contacted several of my colleagues here in the south suburbs that are doing collection this way. They were unable to find anyone else like this. I did contact Third Millennium, and I said, what is your best deal? Sharpen your pencil. You have a letter in your packet that says he sharpened it. He literally chopped another $500 off, guaranteeing this project would not be over $9,500. The third item is a purchase order policy that was presented a number of weeks ago. I was asked to table it until the budget was passed. The budget has been passed. I'm asking for approval of the purchase order policy. Then a fiduciary responsibility that the village to sell the Prudential stock that you approved. We have contacted Prudential. They have written back to myself and the clerk saying they need a resolution. That is what is before you tonight. Then the traffic law enforcement is a ordinance putting in place the new company Safe Speed and eliminating red speed. And the last item is adjusting the village water rates to accommodate the IEPA loan, which will then fund the replacement of the water meter program. Those are the 6 items on the consent. As you all know, you're able to pull any 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 of the items off of the consent for discussion and individual votes. I would ask for a vote to be taken at this time.
I'd like to pull out number 3, the purchase order policy.
Is there a reason behind it?
I think I think we should have a discussion about that. I know we had an open discussion last time about the purchase order policy, so I just want to make sure all the trustees spoke what they had to say about that policy. That was very open last time we had it.
One, two, 4, 5, 6.
I'd like to make a motion to approve on the consent agenda 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
Second.
Okay, just a motion to approve 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Discussion. Roll call.
Trustee Mandel?
Aye.
Trustee Pearson?
Aye.
Trustee Smith?
Aye.
Trustee Hunt?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Henry?
Aye.
Okay, 6 ayes, motion carries. Okay, roll call. All right, we'll vote number 3 now.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase order policy.
Second.
I would like to make a motion to amend that purchase order policy.
Okay,
You have a proposed amendment or part of the discussion?
$1,000.
Hold on a second. How about Tiffany?
$1,000 for department heads, and $5,000 for the administrator, Irving. And anything after that comes across the board.
So you're taking out the village, the mayor, $10,000 over there. And what is it that you want to give them, nothing, or?
I just want to come across the board, that's it.
well, what
Is there a reason for that?
what is it?
I just like to know the reason.
We want us to work together. It's better than.
What if there's an urgent matter that comes up like we've had in the last year on several occasions, and the board is not in session, the board's not here?
I think that Mr. Irving been allocated very well as far as reaching out to each trustee, you all respond via email, and you get the answers that you need.
So you want to give Mr. Urban, who's been there 7 months, $5,000 approval and the mayor nothing?
Regardless of how long he's been here.
So you want to give Mr. Urban $5,000?
Did you say you trust them?
I said,
So you want to give Mr. Urban $5,000 approval and the mayor don't get
you
anything?
can trust him with the village by appointing. That's what I said.
I guess it is.
So what I'm saying is that it was okay if he had 1,000 for department heads and 5,000 for the administrator. That's how it's written anyway. So I'm
And the
saying
mayor
what I
can't do,
want to do.
and the mayor can't do anything.
I just said it should come across the board. There's no argument on the base, that's my reason.
By the way, so the motion is really to delete that third sentence? Is that right?
Correct, you make it come across the board,
Is
right?
there a second on that?
Second.
So Mr. Urban can approve $5,000 worth of spending, but the mayor can't.
That's how you wrote it up, so yeah.
You know, if it's emergency, we definitely look for an emergency to deal with accordingly. Whether it's you, ma'am, or Urban making that decision, if there's something happening out there, if it's an emergency, make the decision.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
But according to this here paper here, we're just addressing this. It says $1,000 to the department heads and $5,000 to the administrator. Emergency, make a decision.
I am a little confused because if we don't give him the authority, if we write that out and say, like he had to hire people to come in and plow the streets, he don't have that authority. So are we saying that he's got to call somebody to get approval to plow the streets? I don't understand exactly what we're saying.
Well, we're right in the village, we're not far. We're right in.
Yeah. Some of that emergencies have to be made, decisions have to be made in emergencies that you can't start calling around because the residents deserve better than that.
Let me
I mean, that's just my opinion.
And I agree, residents do deserve better than that, but we're trying to man operation. And we should be doing this here collectively.
Like,
That's all that's being asked to do
who
collectively.
determines the emergency?
I don't know if that's the question. It says, are we good? Is it somebody don't trust the mayor?
Who determines the emergency?
I'll answer as best as I can. I would also ask both
I'm not
attorneys to
asking
weigh
Mr.
in.
Urban. I'm not asking.
Okay, sorry.
Who determines the emergency? What's the definition of an emergency? Should I ask Mr. Urban, is this emergency?
Is this currently, right now, an emergency?
No, I'm just saying.
It's my
I'm
understanding.
not asking you.
Oh, I
I'm
thought you
not
were
asking you. I'm just asking. I'm asking this board for clarification. Who determines the emergency and what's the definition of emergency? Should I ask Mr. Urban, I got an emergency, will you pay this, Mr. Urban? All right. It's on the record. Okay, I think there's a motion in a second.
Wait, I came at the, I thought I heard something when I ran to the ladies' room and was coming back. It was something to do with street plowing or snow plowing or something. Somebody said something about cleaning streets.
I know what the emergency is. I know what the emergency is. Okay, there's a motion on the floor and a second. Can we take a roll call? Any more further discussion?
This is on the amendment.
It's on the amendment. Okay. Any further discussion?
Dan's
Go
gonna,
ahead, Mr. Urban.
It's my understanding, working with the county when I was with the Village of Westchester in 2008, and there were floods, the only person that could declare an emergency, a state of emergency,
Is the mayor.
was the village president.
Slash mayor.
He did not take any orders from any trustees or any village manager. Actually, the village manager, which I was there and not an administrator, was stripped of his authorities over the employees, and the village, excuse me, the mayor, I have a hard time with village president, but the village president sat in on all strategic planning with the county, the state, and FEMA.
Like the snow plowing.
Well, that happened in 2011, and that's when I decided I went into retirement again. That was just for clarification. That's what I was going to ask the two attorneys to weigh in. Who gets to declare the state of emergency? I know an administrator cannot, and I know a village manager cannot.
We know what an emergency is. Thank you.
Okay.
Any further discussion? And I'm gonna say this for the record, I'm gonna do what I need to do to make sure this town operates. It's amended, they're taking me out of the loop here for the record. Any further discussion? Roll call, Madam.
Motion to amend. Trustee Bendel?
No.
Trustee Pearson?
No.
Trustee Smith?
Mr. Abstain.
Trustee Hunt?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Henry?
Motion carried, 3 ayes, 1 abstaining vote, and 2 yeas.
But with that said, I'm sorry, can I make a
Go ahead, further discussion.
we need to figure out something. Basically what's best for us, even when something does happen. Some people have to be able to say, yes, do this, yes, do that. We have to come to some kind of conclusion. We got to think smarter. That, because we are better. So, that's all I want to say. Just got to think a little bit smarter, work it out, so we okay.
I know when to say yes. Okay, next thing on the agenda.
No, you gotta, now vote the policy as amended.
Okay, roll call.
No, we voted the amendment.
We just voted the amendment, now vote to approve the policy as amended.
Trustee Bendel?
Do you understand what the vote is? It's to approve the policy with that third sentence deleted. That's what the amendment is. Okay, Mayor.
Trustee Bendel?
No.
Trustee Pearson?
No.
Trustee Smith?
I abstain. Yes, I did. Just that being old man. Just that being old.
Trustee Hunt?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Henry?
Okay, motion carries, 3 ayes, 1 abstain, and 2.
I hope that don't come back to bite us.
Okay, next thing on the agenda is a lobbyist update. Is that correct, Mr. Irvin?
Yes. I would call to the podium Mr. L. Ronan.
I don't see him here tonight.
Next item on the agenda, I was asked to put
I
on.
got a question about that, the library stuff.
Yes.
Did we reach out to him or invite him
Several
out here?
emails and several phone conversations, yes,
Did
trustee.
he say he
And
would
he
be here?
responded to you?
Yes, he said he'd be here tonight.
Maybe we should cut his pay until he
Did
comes.
I remind him today at 4 o'clock that he needed to be here? No, I had other things to do.
But he knew.
He knew. I
On
can
more
show
than
you
one
the
time you talked to
correspondence. We actually accommodated his schedule because he couldn't make the last meeting because of a family commitment.
So then what we need to be doing, since he can no longer accommodate us and has not produced, I'm sorry, this is when it comes in. We need to discuss his pay and his position with the village of Dolton, since he
It's on
feels
the
that he
agenda.
does not have to be here to answer for what we paying him for.
Last time he had another representative, I forgot that.
He has several associates within his firm. I don't
Very,
know all of them by
several.
name, but I know he has several.
Somebody could have been here.
Let's just hold his pay until we hear from him.
I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item I was asked to have put on the agenda is IAFF union negotiations update. Currently, the chief and I have met with the firefighters on 2 occasions. It was agreed upon after I've submitted 26 recommended demands to the contract of changes. The fire department responded that they thought the next meeting they should bring in their attorney. I said if they so felt, then I have to bring my attorney in. At that point, I have contacted Mr. Murphy, and Mr. Murphy and their attorney have been attempting to set a date to meet. Mr. Murphy, I turn it over to you.
I have a phone call and emails into their attorney.
I believe you even said you had them as late as Friday,
Yes,
and no response as of yet.
not yet.
That would be the update. We do have a date certain set for arbitration regarding dental insurance contribution. That is coming up the end of this month, I believe, correct?
I think it's the 28th.
28, something like that. So that would be the update at this point, unless anyone has any other questions. Oh, and I might mention that I did submit the 26 demands to all of you quite some time ago. Then I was asked to put on the agenda the appointment of attorney to represent the village for IAFF union negotiations. There was no documentation or recommendation given to me on this topic.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint the Delgado Group as the attorney for the IAFF.
Okay, is the motion to approve another attorney for negotiations of the IAFF union negotiations? Any discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
Who has been working with the union as of now?
Currently,
Our village attorney.
You have been,
yes,
not Mr. Murphy? Now, Mr. Murphy?
We have two attorneys now. The trustees have an attorney, the board of trustees have an attorney. And we have
That's not true, it's not the board of trustees, it's council.
four trustees have an attorney, and then we have a village attorney. Now they want to, trustee Hunt made a motion to hire another attorney to negotiate the firefighters union agreement. What I'd like to do is remind trustee Hunt that special attorneys, and this is the this is section chapter 8-1 for your record to Mr. Sullivan, 1-88-1 subsection -3A, appointments. Notwithstanding any other provisions to the contrary, the village president, with the consent of the board of trustees, may appoint an additional attorney or additional attorneys to perform special legal services designated by the president to our trustees. And, you know, to be quite frank with you, I don't think we need another attorney to negotiate this contract. We have a village attorney that has started negotiations. Pardon me? You don't have what? Mr. Sullivan, you want to say something?
One of the trustees had, all respect,
Yes, sir.
one of the trustees asked me,
Can you stand up?
due respect.
Yes, sir. Trustee Hunt asked you to address that.
I do not have that section of the village code with me.
Okay, I have it.
I don't.
And we'll provide you with a copy of it.
Yeah, absolutely, that's fine, sir. And if this was obviously a matter appropriate for closed session, if the board wanted to talk about it in there, and a motion to refer to closed session, they could very easily make it.
Okay.
If they don't, that's fine too. I have not been privy to that. I know the state law.
Yeah, I would make a motion to talk about this in closed session, just that, I've been pretty adamant about trying to get a union contract update with this fire department for over a year now. Some members of the organization have very close ties to some of the unions, and they're not trying to push that agenda. You have several different union contracts that came to us. Some expired a month ago, a year ago, but this union contract has been open for 4 years. And so I just feel that, and we can talk about it in the closed section, but I just want to make sure that this is very important.
Okay, it is very important.
It's been open for 4 years, and you're bringing up the union contract,
We heard
been
that.
open for 7 months.
We heard that.
But not the one that's been open for 4
We
years.
heard that. We heard that.
It's one of the biggest ones.
We heard that. Part of that negotiation is hiring firefighters. And you mentioned the fact that it's been open for 4 years. And since you've been a trustee here, we've been trying to get you to approve and/or respect the fact that we have to have firefighters, which we're undermanned by at least 9 to 10 firefighters. So that's part of the reason this contract hasn't been settled. So if you listen to and know it and find out and look and see what the requirements of the contract are, maybe this contract could have been settled. Now, we have a village attorney here that has started negotiations with the union. Now you want to bring in another attorney to start all over, to start building this all over again, to find out where we're at right now.
I think the village attorney discussed how much work, I'm understanding with a couple of phone calls and a couple of emails.
Come on now.
No, that's what, I didn't
Now,
understand
you
you were
think-
working on it. I asked for an update, and that was the update.
Do you think that since it's been open and we've been in office, and he's been a village attorney, there's only been a couple phone calls and a couple contacts? Come on now.
Well, the thing with that, man, we haven't been privy to that information.
Okay, hold on a minute.
We're here as we
Hold
go.
on a minute.
Now, on the agenda, we have on the agenda about the hiring of firemen, and that's a strong consideration.
Yes.
So we're looking to act on it. But this is something that should go in executive session because there's some question that just needs to be answered.
And that's fine. That's fine for us to go into executive session. But when the trustee continues to put information out here for the residents to hear, I think it needs to be addressed. Now, you mentioned the fact that you haven't been privy to that information. Mr. Irvin?
Every time that I, since December 2nd, which is 2 times now, have met with the union, offering them the opportunity, Chief Hughes can attest to it, emails can attest to it, Mr. Duval with the union, I don't know if he's here tonight, can say, I'll adjust my schedule, you tell me when you want to meet. They've given me 2 dates. The last date, they said, they're bringing in their big dog. I said, I'm going to bring in my big dog. And that's where we're at. Every other contract, I agree with what Trustee Hunt says to a point. Yes, there are some that we have closed within the 7 months. Policeman was out 3.5 years. Clerks are out over 1.5 years. Public Works, how long were you guys out? 4 years. We resolved those in 7 months.
Okay.
I'm doing everything in my power to get every one of those contracts
So
done.
every contract,
Within this short
every
period of
entity in the village here has been long overdue. You talk about the 4 years here, it was 4 years for public work. There's negotiation, it takes time, and there's requirements of every contract that we have to meet. And if we do it the wrong way, we're subject to liability and get sued. So we want to be cautious about how we approach this and how it's done, to make sure it's done right. Now, we've been asking for firefighters for a number of months. We've been notified that they're understaffed, we've been notified we're in violation of contract, and we've got firefighters working 72 straight hours. That puts us in a liability state, one of them getting the cause of an accident. We have to address this, we're gonna address it, but I don't think we need another attorney to address it and start from the beginning all over again. It's gonna charge us a rate, another fee that, on one hand, you say you want to cut the budget to save money, but on the other hand, I want to spend some money. I want to spend some more money to start all over again. So I don't think it's. When you come in with a fresh attorney, he wants to know who the players are. He got to start from the beginning.
I'm kind of confused with, I think I'm missing all the work that Attorney Murphy has been working on this fire contract. It's exclusive here that the village manager has been doing the work.
I've been communicating since day one.
So I mean, don't
Every time I
say
met.
that we've been, it will be, right now Murphy has been doing a great job on about 3 or 4 different union contracts right